with
Thank
another
you.
one on the way.
Okay, next we're going to have a speaker. We're going to have Violet Wallace speak to us on resources. Violet. She is from, what club are you from again?
I'm from two clubs. I'm from Northern Lights Toastmasters that meets on Saturdays afternoon, and I'm from Core Developments that meets Wednesday evenings.
Nice. All right.
All right. So how many of you in your clubs are using social media in some form or another?
All of us.
All of
Social
us?
media, Facebook.
Mainly Facebook. Anyone on LinkedIn? No. Okay, so now mainly.
Anyone on LinkedIn?
I
No?
have an account, but I don't use the Toastmasters on it.
Okay, great.
It's more of a business thing than for Toastmasters.
Okay, I was just getting a feel for the room so I can cater it more to one or the other. And it sounds like everybody's got a basic understanding of Facebook and knows how to use it. So I will kind of focus a little bit more on LinkedIn and how that can be effective for your club. So with LinkedIn, it is an untapped market for a lot of Toastmasters clubs, I find. But what's great about Toastmasters and LinkedIn and how it works well together is there's a lot of professionalism that happens on that website that is catered to that kind of learning and education and growth. And so a lot of people do flock to LinkedIn to look for opportunities to develop their skills or to kind of attend meetings regularly and see what's out there so that they can receive more professional development. With Toastmasters, that's also what we do. We help build confidence. We want to help with public speaking. And we also want to help our young professionals, or maybe even not our so young professionals, build that skill and confidence in their workplace or personal life. So LinkedIn definitely caters more to the professional side, and it is a very interesting website to use. What's great about Toastmasters International, they actually do have a guide to help you set up an account. So that way, if your VPPR is concerned about the Toastmasters branding and getting that right blue or that color in the photos and icons, they have a guide that has that all set up for you. So I will share that in the chat for all of us tonight. So I'll get that opened here.
You can use the share also if you want.
I am going to do that as well. I also want to provide it to you as well so that you guys have it for your computers and for your clubs. And I will share it my screen as well. So I just got to get it opened here. It was open and then it went away because Zoom sometimes does that to my computer. So let me get things ready here. But that's the guide for you guys to download and keep for yourselves. But I will go through it as well. So shared my screen here. So this is the LinkedIn requirements and how you can kind of have it set up. And then I'll talk a little bit more about how you can use it effectively. And I'll show you Northern Lights page to do a little humble bragging, but not so much humble bragging at the same time because we're still learning it ourselves. So here's the step-by-step guide. It tells you exactly everything you need and how to create a page on the website. And so it shows you step by step. Some of these settings you see here on the screen might be a little different than what you will see currently, but it's maintained the same format for many years. There's just one or two new tweaks sometimes. That is all. But it's nice because you can go up to a little menu icon in the top of your screen once you make your own accounts. You click on the work and it says here, create a company page because we're not making a personal page. We're going to use it for our clubs. So we're going to start with just creating a company page. It's a little slow to scroll in. This will be your next screen that will pop up once you click the community page. It will then say create a LinkedIn page. That's the very specific thing that will help with your club. And it offers suggestions on how to name your club and what to choose. So we do small business because our clubs often don't have 200 employees. I hope that would be a lot of overwhelming membership to deal with. So we usually go fewer than 200 employees because our members are not that many. Then it tells you some suggestions on how to set up your page identity. So of course you would put your club name here. It says district because they are also working on creating district pages. That's for the higher ups to worry about, not us. But you would put your club name. So for example, I would put Northern Lights Toastmasters. I know we have Woodland here as well and a few others, Melfort too. And those are the two that I know and kind of recognize. Sorry for the other club I don't know. But you would put your club name right in that box. You would go and grab, you would put your club name again in this box because that will be the direct link that you can share to other people and even on social media and other platforms. Then you'd put your club website here. So I know some clubs use Free Toast, others use Easy Speak. So whatever your club page or website is, you would put in this box right here. And then this is the important part. This is the settings that Toastmasters International wants you and needs you to have. Because if you don't follow these instructions here for the company details, you're not really staying on brand with Toastmasters and you're not promoting what we really are. So this was the one thing that I saw as a big, make sure they do this when I took some training on this. And it's this part here. Industry, we are nonprofit. Company size, 51 to 200 employees is what they recommend. And company type, nonprofit. You'll see there's a whole list of other options when you go to this yourselves. It could be a little overwhelming, but what's nice is they tell you exactly what you need. So you don't have to sit there and scroll and guess what you're doing because that's not a good feeling. So that's why I like this guide as well, why I want to share it with you. Once you have all of those settings completed, you will then go to the TI website. Now the brand portal has changed a little bit because of the new ERC and whatever they've done in the last couple months. So I'll make sure to show you that as well before I leave. But you'll go on here because they will help you with the logo and the colors that you need to actually upload a picture for your profile. Okay, so you just pick one of the colors. We have the blue, of course, like my background. There's the red as well. And there's also the Toastmasters global logo. And they recommend using one of those. You get to pick what you like to pick, which is quite nice. Okay. Next part here, they want you to add a tagline. That's kind of LinkedIn's special little detail that not a lot of social media websites have. And it's just that kind of nice phrase that grab people's attention. So Toastmasters wants you and needs you to use their tagline, where leaders are made. So that was what you'll put in that little tagline. You can add other things as well. Maybe your club specializes in something and you want to really showcase that. You can, of course, add it to the box with like a little comma. But for the most part, as long as you have where leaders are made, Toastmasters International is happy. And I see chats. Where did you get the logo? It is in the brand portal from the Toastmasters International website. So I will go to that website after this, just to show you guys where to get to it because it's in a new spot and it's hard to find. And I will show you a way easier way of getting to this page in a moment. Okay, and then you'd upload it there. Put your taglines here if you want to have more than one. Scroll down here. Okay. Next thing and the last thing you need to do before your page goes live and is out there in the world, you do need to verify that you are an authorized representative of your organization or your club and that you have the right to act on behalf of your club. So typically you might want to have your VPPR do this or your president. It's up to you on who wants to manage this. You can have multiple people managing it, which is also a good thing. Whoever you want to help you create this page, you make sure they verify and then you click create page. Okay. Then here they have a lot of things as well when that page is created. It'll be pretty blank. You'll see that you have your little logo. You'll have your name of your club and everything there, but you won't have this beautiful banner behind the actual screen. It'll be white, it'll be kind of blank and plain. So they recommend uploading a picture. This is where you can have your choice. They do recommend using the other professional images on the TI brand portal, Or if your club has been taking a lot of photos of your club meetings and you got a nice full membership photo, you can use that as the background as well. It's up to you. There's a few options and a few things that you can do to edit this and kind of upload the photo you want that represents your club. And it's not quite done yet for LinkedIn. There's a lot of steps to creating this page, but basically the next step is to actually go on your page and include a description and details. So here, they want you to use the basic description here. So Toastmasters International is a world leader in communication and leadership developments. So as long as you have this description in your page, TI will be happy with that. And then you can include the other details, like I don't know a lot of details about your clubs. I'm just a guest, but you can say like Melfort Toastmasters is located in Melfort, Saskatchewan, I'm assuming, and include what your club is, who's part of your club, any of those other details you'd like. And you go through and make sure all this information is correct, like your club website's here. If you want to include a phone number, maybe your VPPR's phone number, you can, and have those details saved. And then you would treat this LinkedIn page just like your Facebook pages. They have an event function as well. So you can click and create a new event, and you can title the event like, I'm going to pick a Milford because I know Margaret more than anyone else here, I think. But you can go like Milford Toastmasters open house, and you can create an event on LinkedIn and it gets promoted regularly. You can also share any other club updates that you have. Maybe a member has completed a pathway and you really want to celebrate that. You can take a picture of that member and you can upload it as part of your post and say, congratulations, whoever, on completing their pathway. On this guide as well, they have other suggestions on what you can post. They do recommend going to the TI LinkedIn regularly so that you can share posts from their websites and their content as well. And it's quite easy to do so. You can kind of share your posts quite regularly. You can add a nice funky caption. The thing is, you want to try to keep it professional because LinkedIn is catered to that professional crowd a little bit more than the more like community-based posts you see on Facebook. So you want to use hashtags like confidence building or public speaking, motivation, building leadership. Some of those hashtags really get seen on LinkedIn because people are looking for that. If it's a skill they need, they are going to search that hashtag or that topic and it will pop up on their feeds. So that's always important as well. And yeah, it's
What's
quite
the
easy.
hashtag?
I will get to that in a moment as well. There's a lot of information tonight. I don't know if I have a cutoff for time, but I will answer as many questions as I can before you get sick of my voice. We have a page that is not TI standard. We know how to delete the page. I don't even know how to delete a page. I haven't had to worry about that, but I'm pretty sure I can show you in a moment because I will show you Northern Lights page in a moment. So this is how you get it set up, and this is kind of how you get started. What I want to show you next is actually Northern Lights LinkedIn page so that you can see some of the things that we've been posting, aka I have been posting because I am the VPPR this year, so more humble bragging slightly for me. But I'll switch screens now, so just don't get too alarmed. I am stopping the screen share, and I'll go to the LinkedIn page to show you. I will view as a member first. That might be easier to see. Oh, I have way too many things open because I have another meeting after this. My apologies. There we go. Okay, so this is Northern Lights Toastmasters, and we created this page just over a year ago. And the previous VPPR had a really simple setup for our page. We used a beautiful blue banner and the Toastmasters logo. And we created the little Toastmasters world logo as well. Now, some of the posts we've been doing and sharing, it's quite easy to do, but I'll show you just a few examples. Every Friday, so today, we post a member of the week just to kind of show the community who's part of our club, their background, and why they joined Toastmasters. So every Friday we post this. I forgot to schedule this at like 12 o'clock today, so it got posted at 3 o'clock. It happens. If you guys are VPPRs, you know how crazy life gets. But as long as you're consistent and have like a day of the week where you post stuff regularly, it gets seen easier and people can know when to expect the next post. It's also my tip there. So new member of the week, I'm showcasing Neil Wilkinson. If you've been in the Toastmasters world for a while, you know who he is. We have Neil as a member. Another thing as well, I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, which is quite nice. I didn't have to do it, but I do it. And we do Motivation Mondays. Now, this doesn't really promote our club per se, but it does kind of see people or show people what we believe in. And so we have little posts like "You got this" and a little blurb, which is quite nice and something that's nice to read and see. And we've gained 3 followers just from these posts because they like what we're sharing and they think it's interesting or helpful. So it's an idea. You don't have to borrow Motivation Monday, but if you want to, it's an option. And we also promote pathways. So these are actually really easy to make. We just use a PowerPoint presentation from TI, a blank one, and we just take screenshots of things and write blurbs or information about it, and we post them. So this is one here. I didn't put a ton of information on there because we're going to go into more details. Because what we do basically is at the start of the month, first week, we do an overview of the entire pathway. Then the following Sunday, we pick one project from the pathway and we put all the competencies of that project on the screen. And then we have our members write a testimonial about what it felt like to complete that project or what skill they achieved. So it's an interesting way to promote pathways, and we're moving to video pretty soon. I'm very excited for that because I love videos. So that's also an option there. And then this is the event feature that I was talking about. Now we do it for every meeting because we've been struggling with our membership a little bit. We've lost about 8 members. We were at 23 and now we're about 15 or 16 right now. So we are using it weekly just to see who is interested in coming and kind of track that RSVP that you can see very tinily on the screen right here. So it says here, oh, tomorrow we have 5 people coming for sure to our meeting. So it's quite nice to do. So just a few suggestions on what you could post on your page. And I know Melfra, you guys post so much and I'm really in awe of how much you guys post. It's something I'm aiming to hopefully do a little more with Northern Lights, but right now it's a little hard to get my committee together. So I've been a little struggling with my committee, but we're gonna get there soon. Okay. And we use hashtags. That's the next question, I remember that. These little things in blue that starts with the pound sign is a hashtag. Now what is cool about these is if you click on them on LinkedIn, it'll take you to a bunch of posts where that hashtag has been used. So you can see what other Toastmasters are posting and maybe steal from their ideas if you wanted to. I totally did not do that with my Motivational Mondays, but I found a really good Motivational Monday post and I was like, I want to do that. So there's that too. So that's why hashtags are kind of unique. It's that little pound sign and you put a phrase and you click on it and you can kind of see a bunch of posts and kind of see what people are sharing. That's why I like them. And that's what people are looking for on LinkedIn and even on Facebook too. They look for those hashtags as well.
Okay, so your hashtag sends you somewhere. So how did you know what to put on your hashtag?
Great question. So I'm going to go back to Northern Lights here. So this is the actual admin side of the page. This is where you organize and kind of do things and editing and such. You get analytics too, which really helps to see like who's actually viewing your page, who's actually interacting with your post. I like that too. It's right there on the screen. Every time you click on your page, you see your analytics. A little scary sometimes, but it happens. But the hashtags, how to create them, we just write a post. Let's say, I'm not going to actually post this, but I will show you. Like, we are looking forward to seeing everyone at our next meeting. Just a quick, if you want to learn more about Toastmasters, like our page and attend to hear more. It's not the great wording. I've had a 13-hour day, so it's not the best wording. I could fix that later. But sometimes you can just click add hashtag and it'll put the symbol on the screen for you. And Toastmasters International recommends you take that club mission statement and you borrow those really important phrases like public speaking, because that's what our club focuses on. We also focus on confidence building. There's one already saved. You can even, let's say you're talking about a theme for your meeting. Our theme this Saturday is kind of weird. If you guys want to come on over, but our theme this week is birthdays. Our VP ads are having fun right now with our club. You can do your theme, for example, or whatever else your club is focusing on at the moment. So I know
is that hashtag birthday is going to send you to something Toastmaster-ish?
probably not, but you can also, what it'll do is it'll send you to what people are talking about it. And your post may stand out a little bit more in that kind of list of topics or a list of other posts. So same thing with public speaking. They do want you to use the Toastmasters hashtag, of course, both the international and just the regular Toastmasters hashtag, because that will pop up on people's feeds as well. If anyone has done Club Officer training last year, some of our posts have actually been featured because we do this. I didn't even notice until I got a text from one of our executive members going, Violet, one of your posts made it to the Club Officer training. Congrats. I'm like, okay, cool. But that's how the hashtags work. You just click on that little button and you write whatever kind of will draw attention to people. Motivation is always one that people like to click on and look at. Public speaking, confidence building, leadership, right? All of these hashtags will appear in many different people's feeds. And somehow someone will see what you wrote and be like, oh, yeah, I don't like talking in front of crowds. Maybe I should click on that and see what that's about. So that's kind of how that works. And as you can see here, you can add a photo. I can show you my very messy social media folder. Please don't judge until later. But I have members of the week. So you can click on, I'll click on meals, for example. You can edit it to make it look nicer if you want to. If that looks okay, you click done and it gets added to your post. Just quite nice. You can also add videos. You can add a video from your computer, a video file. You can add a document, like maybe you have a newsletter you want to share. I heard a little bit about a newsletter tonight. You can add your newsletter to post. And there's even a few things else that you can do if you want to. You can create a poll if you want that interaction. It's quite nice. And I see a chat message. I'll get there in a moment. How can you take members and people? Good question. So you can see in this post here, I have Neil tagged. It's quite easy to do. You just go, I'm just gonna make a silly one. Hello. You do the @ symbol, or kind of like, yeah, that's what it's called, the @ symbol, the A symbol. And you just tag who you want to tag. So you can tag in Austin. You can even add other companies to your post. So maybe you want to, I know a lot of Alberta ones. I'm so sorry, Saskatchewan folks. I'm Alberta. But you can do like University of Alberta. You can do the Edmonton Sun. I think they do have a, oh, probably not. It's been a while. Edmonton Sun. No, they're not on LinkedIn. Okay, then. I'm in education as well, so that's where my focus is. But yeah, Concordia University, whatever organizations you know that are local, you can tag them into it. And you can even tag Toastmasters International.
So I asked.
Yeah. All right. So that's how you can tag people as well into your posts if you need to. One last thing I'll show you real quick is how to do that event feature, because it is a little different than Facebook, unfortunately. So it's another new learning tool.
Actually, someone wants to know how to delete the page also.
Yes. Okay. We'll do the posting stuff first, and I'll show you how to get rid of something later. So make sure you are viewing as an admin. And to do that, make sure you know, as you can see here, super admin view. and if you want to switch to a member to see what your post looks like to the public, you can do it those two ways. So right now I'm an admin, I'm good to go. I can click down here where it says events, and that little plus sign is what you want to click on. Okay. They will encourage you to post a photo. This could be just a regular Toastmasters logo, or it could be maybe your theme is birthdays like mine was. So you can maybe find a nice birthday shot. You can upload whatever photo that you have on hand. I have a few stock photos that I use from TI. Just align it however you want it to make it look nice. You can zoom in, straighten it, edit it, have fun with it all you want. Then click apply. Once that photo is there, then you can go into the details of your meeting. Is it online or in person? Then you write your event name. I usually shorten Northern Lights Toastmasters to NLTM because it'll show up as being posted by Northern Lights Toastmasters, so I don't want that duplication. And then I usually put the theme. So for example, tomorrow's meeting, which I still have to prepare a speech for, don't worry about it. I'm doing great as a teacher right now is my life. I'm not, don't be a teacher right now, it's a hard time, but this is all I do really for the event name, club abbreviation, theme, meeting. Make sure your time zone's correct. I'm in Alberta, so that's why it's mountain time. Your dates, add an end time. So for us, it's tomorrow. Scroll through all the numbers, 1:30, and we end at 3 p.m. I don't think we want to have a 9.5-hour meeting. My voice would die. Then you can add the link. If it's online, you can add the link. In replace of a link, if you're meeting in person, you write down the details of where in person. So the address, the name of the place, the room number, etc. You can use the registration form, but it's not very user-friendly, I find. So a lot of people get confused on how to fill that out. So I don't recommend using it. So just, you can use it if you want to try it. I don't like it because personally, people don't fill them out nicely anyway. You never get contact information. It's weird, but you can use it if you want to. And then a description. What is Toastmasters about? What is your club doing in that meeting? And why should people care about it? Is usually the 3 questions I answer. So what is it about? What are we doing? And why should they care? Just a recommendation. If your members have LinkedIn, you can include them as speakers here. So for example, the other day, we had Richard come to our club because he's actually a member of Northern Lights, even though he comes about 3 times a year. He is a district director, though. We give him a pass. And if they have LinkedIn, you can add them here and people can be like, oh, I am a connection with that guy. He's going to speak. I want to hear him speak. And it'll actually get advertised to their pages as well. So if people can see a speaker and they're connected with them, they can see that information appear on their feed, which is quite neat. And LinkedIn does half the promoting for you. I love it if you do things like this. Then you click next and then you share it. Right now, I'm probably going to go and delete that because I didn't mean to duplicate that right away, but it's quite easy to do that. It's right here. You can see what's happening. You write a little blurb about what's going on to attract people's attentions. Use those hashtags and tag in organizations you want to hopefully draw members into, and then you share it. What I can do though is maybe not show you the events. I'll close it right now. Discard, yes, got rid of it. I did not want to duplicate my events. That would have been not fun. And I'll show you what it looks like once it's actually created. So you have that big, beautiful picture of whatever you decide to choose. It has the title, the time, the page that they can click on to like and follow us. And you can see who's attending. So right now our meeting, oddly enough, these are, oh, actually, he is not a member. We do have a guest coming. Yes. Some of this promotion actually matters, but you can invite your members to this event. You can also invite any of your other connections or anyone else that you have friends on LinkedIn, which is quite nice.
Nice.
So that's a lot on LinkedIn, a lot of information, but it is recorded. Thank you for recording this. I was hoping it would be. And yeah, you can just kind of take a peek and look at other Toastmasters pages and see what they're doing. By all means, we're not leaders in this as Northern Lights. We just have really started using it, but we do post at least 3 times a week. and it seems to be doing something for our club. So hopefully, if you find this valuable and you want to try it with your club, I encourage it. We've managed to get 33 people to follow us in a year. Doesn't sound like a lot, but for membership reasons, that can be a lot. So
Yeah.
I hope this was helpful, and any other resources I will make sure to share with you. And last but not least, real quick, super easy to find the brand manual in the brand portal. Just go to that little search button up on TI's website, type in brand portal. This is how I cheat and find all of my resources on Toastmasters. Click on brand portal, and you want to go to the brand manual. This is a really good resource too, in case you are creating a lot of your own content, because you want to make sure you are following what TI needs you to do. So make sure you're using the right shade of blue. Oddly enough, they are very picky about that. Make sure you're using the right shade of blue, the right shade of red. The fonts, even the font size, they have recommendations on. So if you have no idea what you're doing, it's a good thing to read this. If you go back to the portal, what I like to do is look at leveraging the brand, because that's where you can get some good quick links and kind of see what you can actually look at. But you can also get a few more things on here. Stationary templates are really nice. So you can see they have club executive meeting minutes. If you want to just borrow a template and not make your own, they have this. Club meeting agendas. They have invitations that you can just kind of fill in and promote on social media if you want to. They have a lot of stationery and letterheads and things like that that you can use, which I really like. And the PowerPoints are really amazing as well, because this is actually how I make all of my promotional materials, is I just use their PowerPoints and just edit everything that I need to, because you don't have to worry about the fonts or the shade or the colors, because they have it right here. So that's one thing I do.
Okay.
Last thing to show as well, if you don't have a lot of photos of your club right now, because maybe you're just getting into the social media world, they have professional photos that you can use and borrow. And they're free for us to use, so we can use them in anything we need to do. So for example, in that event photo you need to upload, come here and grab one of these. It's really easy to do. You just click on it, and you should be able to click on it again, and you can just save the photo to a folder. So this has been my go-to to make resources. It's just this brand portal, so that we can use the brand, use what TI has, so that we don't get in trouble or we don't get frowned upon sometimes. They don't really look at your club too much. There's a lot of clubs in the world. Just in case someone does stumble upon your post and it's like, that is a brighter red than what we are wanting on our site, and they might strike your post and want you to take it down. So be careful with that. And now deleting pages. This is something I haven't done before, so we're going to learn together. I think edit page is probably the most obvious place. Maybe not. This is going to be embarrassing if I don't know where to go. Commitments, locations. Hey, Edmonton, Alberta.
Violet, maybe more of a better way to ask this. Is there a resource that TI has provided, like a way to contact LinkedIn, or a recommendation of who to talk to in the higher ups of the district or the regions that may be able to help?
Yeah, so really good resource for a lot of social media or even like online PR promotion is Glenn Walker. So if you have Glenn Walker on Facebook or an email, I don't have his email right now. I mainly talk to him on LinkedIn, oddly enough. Glenn Walker is a huge resource. He's a tech whiz, and he knows how LinkedIn works. He knows how Meetup works if you want to use that website as well for promotion. And he knows more about Facebook than I think I ever will. So Glenn Walker is a great resource, and same with the club growth director, Rebecca. She's also a good resource too.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I think that's everything. I went on for quite a while, but if you have any other questions, you can shoot me a message at any point. I'm here.
Thank you. Thank